All right, guys, now that we're in the car, some of the things I want to show you. The very first one is how you open the door. Josh, you want to show them how you can reach inside this thing and not have to pull the red strap anymore? Guys, we had, for this customer, he was talking about X3s and how, you know, they have the latch for the inside. He wasn't sure on how the latch on the outside was on these because he wasn't familiar with the R, and I told him, you know, it does have an outside latch. But we was thinking, you know, after the fact, really how nice would it be, you know, for an expensive car from BRP to have a nice latch on the inside. And it works out perfect. So we made these. We've got some parts online and put a little kit together for the customer. And it's super nice. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. And it's just a really nice piece to add to the car when you're talking about something, you know, this high end and this nice. Down below it, you'll see what looks like a speaker or part of the audio. And inside that is not a speaker, guys. I hope Josh can get you enough of a, you know, undistorted, you know, clear view. But we have fans in there, and what those are cooling fans to circulate air throughout the car and help move some of this hot air, especially with, you know, a glass windshield, a polycarbonate roof, and all that going on. There is going to be heat. There's heat in the cars inherently anyway, guys, when you get this much enclosure stuff on them. And right here we have the switch, and it's basically, you know, off is here, and then as you turn it, it'll start slow, and it just ramps up speed. So it's variable speed. So if you just need a little bit on a cool day or a normal day, or you can crank her wide open, it's in both doors, driver and passenger, and it just helps move that stale air up and out of the car. So especially as the heat runs down the tunnel, that moving that air up and getting it out of the car should help keep the car cool. And that's, again, something the customer was wanting vents in the windshield, but he really wasn't liking the look of that, and we wasn't neither. So me and the owner and a couple guys here, we come up with this idea and just use speaker enclosure, mounted it in the door, and put some nice fans in there, and they're 12-volt fans, and they're waterproof. They'll do everything, you know, the customer wants to do, and it should have, you know, some good longevity to it. You know, with having a Bandit car, you got to have a radio. The customer wanted some rugged radio stuff, so we obliged him with that. This is the radio he picked out, which is the newer version, and it's really common now. It's replaced the older style, which is a little narrower. Really nice. We haven't mounted this yet, guys, because we're going to let the customer pick out where he wants it before we mount it. That's why it's just laying here. Don't go keyboard warrior on me over not having my mic put up. But he does also have in that the push to talk stuff for when he goes to states that require helmets. He does have that option. And then we got a nice little plug-in spot here for when he's wearing his helmet for passenger and driver. These nice little plugs, you know, again, something you don't think about, but just helps keep the dirt out of that. I just put it on a little string because I know how those get lost. Got a storage bag here. This is a BRP product. Works out really good. Again, some other things we got in here. Got a dome light above the top here. He was wanting that, so we obliged by that. Again, you got white light, or if he's driving and somebody needs to see something, you got a green light, so it's not as bright. So works out really good that way. This thing has stuff underneath the seats, and with that, one is audio and the other one is a RPM auxiliary tank under the passenger seat, all wired in to hold, Josh will put it somewhere on the screen, I think it's 3.4 more gallons or 4.3 gallons. It adds quite a bit of fuel. It's under the passenger seat, so it's out of the way. It's really easy to get to. We put it on the passenger seat side, so when you're filling the car up on the big main tank, you can just fill up the lower tank as well. And with that, right here's the switch that runs the pump. So there's an electric fuel pump down in this console, and you just hit the button, and it's momentary, so you have to stay here and pay attention to what you're doing. But it'll pump the 4.5 gallons or whatever is in the lower tank up into the upper tank. All nice, super sleek, and really that was a great product. It went in really well, good instructions, so we was really pleased with that. Also, we got some custom pieces here. These are Can-Am gold to match with the car. And then down here we got little frog princess, well, she ain't a princess, I guess, frog bride She's got her little veil on, and it's got Bandit's hat. You know, again, just a little hint from the movie, you know, Frog being the passenger in her name. Coming on over, we'll talk about the audio in this car. We got 2 6.5s, we got 2 8s, and then I think it's a 10-inch sub under my seat. But we do have a sub, and it's got an amp up here, all hid, to make sure everything sounds loud, sounds good, and does its job. And it's all SSV brand, and it's all run through the tablet here, so you don't have like a different knob or anything like that. So it can all be run through the dash. Now down here, this knob is for when they're using their helmet and they're using their push to talk. They can go between phone and Bluetooth and all that. So that's part of the rugged radio gear. So we mounted it here so both driver and passenger can get to it when they got their helmets on, with all their microphones and earpieces. So we did mount that there. You can see the street legal kit stuff here. We put down here as well. Left, right, hazard, horn, and then we got the chase light button in the back. The chase light has a box that lets you choose the pattern you want, and we got that tucked away under the front dash here. But we still got all our storage here. That was one thing we was trying to keep for the customer, as much storage as possible. He's got his charging ports and things like that, so that works out really well. Standard glove box. Oh, and then on the driver's side, I do have, again, this is for the driver, obviously the Bandit type logo with the Can-Am on it as well. Again, guys, he didn't ask for none of this stuff. It's just, you know, when a customer's spending that kind of money, and they're coming down and really, you know, they give us some ideas and some direction. He hasn't gotten, I don't think, maybe corner pictures of like the wheels and things like that. You know, they take and trust us to do this car to the best of our ability to meet their wants and needs, and I think we've done it. You know, especially with talking to everybody, everybody's been really, you know, pleased and ecstatic with seeing the car, you know, since we brought it out this afternoon, to make sure we didn't have any shakedown bugs or hiccups or anything before the customer picks up tomorrow. That's about it on the inside, guys. Like I said, we got 100 pound of wires crammed in this thing, and then switches everywhere. Unfortunately, BRP does not give a lot of room for that, so they're filled up. And you know, this guy's going to have an awesome car to drive around and do with whatever he wants, because I guarantee he's going to spend a lot of time talking to people how cool this is. If you want to look up Josh one more time to show these guys how cool the roof looks when you're on the inside, it's pretty legit, guys. I'm digging it, really liking it. So hope you guys like this part 2 of the video. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for future bigger builds, more fun builds. I don't know, I'm going to do as many builds as I can. So as soon as we get more, we'll post them up on YouTube for you guys. And like I said, just stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to continue to get more content to you guys. Hopefully faster is better. So as always, guys, ride safe, and we'll catch you on the next video.